Oh, boy.
So Roseanne disappeared faster than a classified email on a Clinton server. Ooh. ABC saw the handwriting, hit warp speed. It's new crisis PR, one-stop liquidation while you wait. But I'll be honest, I'm kind of sad. I'm not shocked. I'm sad. And I'm not sad for Roseanne. I'm sad that this experiment failed. When Roseanne first aired, why did it intrigue us? It wasn't the content. The show was a mess. It wasn't because we loved Roseanne. We knew she was kind of nutty. No, we liked it because maybe it signaled progress in civil discourse, where the pros and the cons could break bread instead of bones. But not anymore. And so the world moves on to whoever's next. Of course, you know who the media will target.
We know what Donald Trump thinks. We know what Roseanne Barr thinks. It's racist. They're exhibiting racist behavior.
It was a great move yesterday. The thing that sort of is the background of all of this is that the president can be racist and nothing happens to him.
Roseanne's show canceled because she tweeted out racist stuff. You know who I blame for this? Donald Trump. That's who.
Tens of millions of people voted for him after he showed his cards for years.
But are you suggesting that they're racist, or
yes.
The people who vote, all the people who voted for Donald Trump are racist?
Yes.
See what I mean? The discourse is already over. And so the left takes the idiotic words of one person and blames it on millions. So it's no more about Roseanne's awful tweet. It's about the left expanding the tweet to the president and, by connection, half of America. Which raises one interesting question. Did President Obama own Roseanne's nutty beliefs from years ago? She once said Wall Street bankers should be executed. She believed the Boston Marathon was staged. Is that on Obama since they happened when he was in office and she was a hardcore leftist? No, that's absurd. But this current blanket of blame that's now being spread suggests it's always been there, regardless of Roseanne. If it wasn't her, it would be someone else. So the left doesn't actually need Roseanne to smear you. They're at war with you already. All right, she's back on tweeting, Dana. She's tweeting.
Yeah.
She's
that lasted long.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to go quietly. I think she's going to fight this.
When she said, I'm sorry I offended anybody and I'm off Twitter, it's like, okay, goodbye.
No, it's not
But
happening.
then it's like people are just obsessed with being on Twitter. It's like their self-worth is all wrapped up into Twitter.
Here's her latest, I think one of her latest tweets. It was about how she had been, I'm not a racist, never was, never will be. One stupid joke in a lifetime of fighting for civil rights for all minorities against networks, studios, at the expense of my nervous system, family, wealth, and what will never be taken from me. Geraldo, what do you make of this? She has been, she was a socialist, right?
Socialist, conservative, left, right, Trump, this,
Party.
that, the other thing.
Green Party?
That's right.
There are some things that are absolutely unforgivable. You may not compare a black woman to an ape. I'm sorry. End of discussion. You get fired. And when we start nuancing it, and we start taking sides and blaming the president, you take away personal responsibility. I am guilty of drunk tweeting. I have drunk tweeting.
And drunk toweling.
And drunk toweling. But the thing about drunk tweeting or toweling is that it reveals your soul. I believe that drunks
So you are an exhibitionist.
I believe whatever you believe, you can construe my words. But there are some things, a line you may not pass. You may not say what she said. And what disturbs me deeply is that I shudder to think that this is what informed her comedy and her politics. And I think all of us have to examine our own souls. We all say crap. Back in my day, the 1950s, the early 1960s, in locker rooms, you said a lot of stuff. Intolerable. No room for wiggling. No room to nuance and I make it about ideology or philosophy. This was a killing mistake that she made. I hope it was a mistake, and I hope it doesn't reveal her true soul.
I want to, Jesse, I want to play this. This is Sarah Sanders talking about the double standard. Shall we play that?
Why not?
Okay.
The president's pointing to the hypocrisy in the media, saying that the most horrible things about this president, and nobody addresses it. Where was Bob Iger's apology to the White House staff for Jamel Hill calling the president and anyone associated with him a white supremacist? To Christians around the world for Joy Behar calling Christianity a mental illness? Where was the apology for Kathy Griffin going on a profane rant against the president on The View after a photo showed her holding President Trump's decapitated head? And where was the apology from Bob Iger for ESPN hiring Keith Olbermann after his numerous expletive-laced tweets attacking the president as a Nazi and even expanding Olbermann's role after that attack against the president's family? This is a double standard that the president is speaking about. No one is defending her comments. They're inappropriate, but that's what the point that he was making.
What do you make of that, Jesse?
You know, I love playing the double standard game. I do it better than anybody.
You do.
It's my go-to.
It is.
Like whataboutism. I can do that all day.
You can.
I just don't think in this case it gets us anywhere. You can say that Bill Maher used the N-word and kept his job. You can say Keith Olbermann said F the president. You can say that Joy Reid was a homophobe and then lied about it. But we all know Republicans have a very short leash when it comes to mistakes. The Democrats and the media will circle the wagons around their soldiers, and they will go for Republican scalps. That's just the way it is. You can't argue with it. That's the reality of it. Just going back to Roseanne for a second, there's a great scene from The Office where Michael Scott says to Dwight, "What's the most inspiring thing I ever said to you?" And Dwight says, "Don't be an idiot. Changed my life." And then he looked at the camera and said, "Whenever I'm about to do something, I think to myself, would an idiot do that?" And then I don't do that thing. That's what Roseanne should have done. It's just idiotic to do. She's self-destructed. People do it for many reasons: drugs, pressure. They're risk takers. Charlie Sheen did it.
Yeah.
Blew up his entire career over nothing, over absolutely nothing. We've seen people plant little time bombs in their career, and then all of a sudden the Me Too movement finds them. It's what happens, and it's just a sad case. I agree with you. It's just sad for not only her, not really her, but the people involved in the show.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, and when they talk about the double standard, I made a Charlie Sheen, liberal, Alec Baldwin, liberal, Bill Maher, liberal, lost his job after 9/11. Kathy Griffin lost her job at CNN because I don't know if the double standard argument holds. Kimberly, what do you make of that montage we showed of people like taking her tweet and saying, okay, all of America is racist?
Yeah, I mean, but that's sort of kind of the liberal playbook, right? They try to tether anything that they think might be repugnant and tie it to the president in order to try to create this like relationship between anybody who might have supported the president and anything bad that is said. So in this sense, I mean, I agree with you about personal responsibility. You know, she's got to take ownership of this situation. We can't just blame everything on Ambien. That's not going to work.
That's our next topic.
That's the next topic. But, you know, in this particular instance, like we covered it so well yesterday in terms of saying the fallout is far-reaching in terms of the people who's affected by it, the economic, you know, impact. She said she was going to stay off Twitter.
Yeah.
But lacking impulse control, she went back on it, you know, today. I don't think it made it any better. It muddied the waters. Yes, right on cue. Right on cue.
Muddy Waters.
Muddy Waters. Next up. Yeah.
That's my dad's nickname in college.
Was it really?
Yeah, Muddy Waters.
Interesting.
That's a fact we
Sounds
don't
like a
need
good
here.
drink.
I'm not going to tell you my nickname.
Yeah, no, let's not go there. So Roseanne, I think in this particular sense, should just probably just quiet down and just, you know,
But that's not in her nature.
No.
I want to bring up this Ambien defense because I have
Before you do it, just can I say that the president missed an opportunity today? Here, it would have been so easy. I mean, when I was with him, I said, you need more black people around. I think that you have an opportunity here, just a passing phrase. You know, he could say everything he said, but start it with, this is abhorrent, this is awful, I don't condone this, this is, as much as I like her comedy, this wasn't funny. You know, it would have been easy for him to reach out and to deny the naysayers.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Now, she blames Ambien, and I think Ambien responded. A pill actually responded.
They woke up and responded?
The last sentence there. While all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any which is a clever thing. But, Dana, you and I both know that there are potential problems with Ambien and electronics.
Yes, I mean, you've heard lots of stories about it.
From you. No, I'm kidding.
I've never had a problem. I don't take Ambien anymore.
Yeah.
I did for a long. I had such a hard time sleeping for a long time, and it was something I'd take a half of one. But it really does knock you out, and you can't play around with it. You have to read the side effects, follow the orders of your doctor. You can do stupid things or funny things.
What did
I've
you do?
eaten an entire jar of mayonnaise. No, peanut butter.
I think.
Hopefully it wasn't mayonnaise.
Yes, it could have been.
There was a New York Times columnist who said, after taking Ambien, all of a sudden ate in the middle of the night an entire package of double stuffed Oreos.
I don't doubt that.
You sure it was Ambien, not good pot?
Ambien. But yes, Ambien does not make you a racist.
That's why you switched to
and you
Tylenol,
cannot-
right?
But the thing also that bothers me about that is that yesterday she said, I'm going to apologize.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she said, I'm apologize you didn't get my joke. Now she's defending herself by saying, well, really, I didn't need to apologize because I took Ambien and alcohol and mixed them together.
Yeah. Yeah, other thing, too, and I know, Geraldo, you'll remember this because you're second to me, the oldest person here. This isn't actually new. If you remember Jimmy the Greek, and remember Howard Cosell, when what he said about Alvin Garrett on Monday Night Football? People think that this is a new thing, but it happens like almost once every 3 years. It's just accelerated that people screw up.
You know, but the ape stuff, it's like the N-word. It's so.
That's what I'm saying. That
it's so blatant, though. It's so raw. It's so disgustingly antiquated. You know, at some point, where the hell is your head that you conjure up that kind of? Where does that sentence come from?
Yeah.
You know, it's just it is so intolerable that's what all this fuss is about. It's not, I mean, to pretend that other people said this or that, and that it's sort of the same, or they should have done this and that. I think that misses the point. There's got to be some boundary.
Last word.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, the mainstream media, the way they react to situations like this, they just lose whatever shred of credibility they have left, because to try to say that this is directly a link to the president or he's responsible for it makes absolutely no sense, and it really cheapens the dialogue about what should be a focus on intolerable racism.
Anything they can blame on Trump, they will.
And if you were to follow that premise, you would say that Bernie Sanders is responsible for the Bernie bro that shot Steve Scalise. Very thin analogy.
And I don't think anybody ever said that here. I'm trying to remember.
I didn't.
I didn't. Anything?
Well, I'm just to Geraldo's point about it was not me. That you know, one of the ways that the president could have owned the media today was to tweet something else.
Yeah.
Rather than tweet about a grievance for himself.
Yeah.
Tweet in defense of someone else and make them eat their words.
We will never be
That's
able
the
to
way you do it.
influence Donald Trump's tweeting. It's on his own third rail.
I swear to God, I would love to be his
Talk
tweet
to
editor.
Scavino.